Start the show. Hot 2, hot 3, hot AC from your radio live and uncut. Tonight, you're cutting loose and having fun. Cause that's my job, and my job's about to get done. Yeah.
Good morning. How might you be doing today? You're probably doing better than the people I passed on the way to work this morning. What kind of shape are you in? Here we are, toward the end of summer, and are you realizing that you missed your window of opportunity to become the ripped, shredded, low percentage of body fat super athlete you swore you'd be this summer, right around the 1st of January, before the 3rd, when you're like, leftover mashed potatoes, Yeah. Here's the thing. People set themselves up with these crazy, outrageous goals. And it leads to disillusionment and disappointment with a quickness a lot of the time. Especially when you're dealing with, vague things. I think that's a really good thing to bear in mind. Like a really good kind of thing to keep at the front of what you're thinking about if you're setting goals and going for things. Let's look at Obama. And by the way, this is all, I guess, I'm thinking about all this because the people I passed on the way to work, I got to drive up this hill on the way to work. And I always see people jogging up this hill, which is steep. Like, my car struggles a little bit getting up it. So you can imagine what it's like to try and jog up this hill. And the people undertaking the hill, I noticed after sort of passing them on a regular basis every single day for a while. But the thing I noticed about the people running up this hill is that you'd think, okay, hill runners, they must be ripped, shredded super athletes. No, they're not. They're always sort of medium chubby. They're always red-faced. I don't know too much about the physics of running, but I do know that their posture can't be helping at all. They look like they're about to die. And they're not looking like they're really getting anything accomplished other than making themselves miserable. And I think that's what happens. I think a lot of people go, I'm going to be ripped, so I'm going to go do something really difficult. I'm going to run up a hill that people's cars have problems getting up. And then they go home, and what's interesting is I drive the same stretch of road every single day, and I don't see many of the same people running up the hill. Same hill, same time, always a different fatty, trying to become less of a fatty running up this hill. And that says to me that the people that are doing that don't stick with it, because they do it once or twice, it kicks their ass, and they're like, okay, terrific, that's it for me. Where are my ho-hos? Bring me a ring ding. This is for the birds. And I think that's a mistake we often make. We have this vague goal in mind, don't we? I want to be ripped. I want to be shredded. I don't want to be fat anymore. And then you just jump in with both feet, all uneducated, not really knowing a whole lot about your approach. And then you get disappointed because it doesn't work out. You had a vague goal and a foolhardy plan, and now you're just mad and despondent because things didn't go the way you wanted it to. It was a reminder to me to set the game of life up in a way that allows you to win through little consistent victories, as opposed to grandiose visions where you fall flat on your face because you don't really know what you're shooting for. You know who I always think about when I talk about vision, or when I consider vision, or if I have a goal and I set it, I always and I'm not this super driven type A goal-oriented person, but if I do have something that I want to achieve, or something I need to get done, or something like that, I always focus on the smaller tasks that go with it. The things that will allow me to go step by step and get closer to the end goal. What's the old expression? A plane that sets off from California and is on its way to Hawaii is off track 95% of the time. But they're making little adjustments the whole time they're going there. And, they land there. They get where they're going. But it's all about little victories, little adjustments, little steps you take to stay on course, as opposed to one grandiose vision where you leap in all uninformed and fall flat on your face. And I think you need to have a clear idea of what your vision is. You know what I loved about Martin Luther King, besides the whole sort of civil rights thing that he stood for? Martin Luther King was very specific in what he was thinking about. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. And it wasn't like, I have a dream of justice, equality, vague things that you can stand behind and raise money by trumpeting about without actually ever achieving anything the way people like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson do. No. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream that someday, and I'm paraphrasing here, but black kids and white kids will hang out together holding hands. Very specific end goal, very specific vision. Very easy to tell if you've gotten there or not. Very different to vague absolutes that people like to hide behind as they're furthering their own campaign. Very different from things like justice. Very different from indefinable things like hope or change.
With puppies in my face and Dad gotta join the human race. Time for a yawn and a stretch and a walk, you see. They know my aura at the restaurant. Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving your musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD, and can't nobody rock a body better than me. Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving your musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD, and can't nobody rock a body better than me. Hey, you, what's that sound? Coming so loud from your radio dial. AD, be getting down when you're rocking the jams. Here I am, going back once again. I'm ruling all city like a king.
So, some interesting stuff came to light today about Robin Williams. Maybe it came to light a day or so ago, and I'm just seeing it now. But it's just, the negative side of me would say additional information that confirms it sucks that he died. The positive side of me would say, man, what a fantastic legacy he leaves behind him. And we'll discuss that in just a little bit. Possibly we'll get into what your life was like before the internet, and would you like to go back to that? And the Ferguson protesters' day of rage outside the White House, planned for this evening, and what you make of it. Right now, though, let's take a look at the events of today in a segment we like to call My Witness News. By the way, if you want to tweet the guy who is doing the news, at Funk FM is where you can reach super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhauser.
Hey,
you can tweet me. Yeah, that's you. You can tweet me at ADSXE. How are you today, Funkhauser? How's everything going?
Oh, I'm just chipper.
You are about to do something that not many people... Explain your current living situation, if you can. Current, meaning not the one you're about to jump into.
Okay, so I've been living with a adult film star and her family in a spare room for the last few months.
And she has her adult film star friends come over on a regular basis and does their hair and makeup and stuff like that. There's basically hot and cold running porn stars in the place where you call home, right?
As far as the eye can see.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing this weekend?
Moving.
Yeah.
It has become moving weekend.
It has become moving weekend. Now...
Not that I don't like porn stars and, as far as the eye can see porn stars, I just...
Did you ever in the 90s see that episode of Friends where Joey and Chandler don't leave the house and don't turn off the TV because they realize they're getting the porn channel for free? And you never turn off free porn. You just don't. And they're in the home all weekend watching free porn for days on end. And they're watching porn for days on end. You're actually living with porn stars. There is a constant stream of mattress actresses coming in and out of your home on a regular basis, and you have chosen to move. Why are you moving?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
I mean, knowing a little bit about your whole situation, it does sound like a preferable thing. Like,
yeah, I
here's
mean,
the
location
reason
and everything, yeah.
But also, I ask you this question to illustrate to to people that might be listening, going like, "What? Why would he ever move?" It's like if someone says, "Do you want to eat blueberry pancakes for breakfast every single day?" You're like, "Hell yeah, I love blueberry pancakes. Do I get whipped cream with them?" Yeah, okay, I'm so in. After how long have you been living with a hot and cold running
like
porn
5
stars?
months.
Yeah, 5 months. After 5 months of blueberry pancakes with whipped cream, you start to want something a little bit different, don't you?
Yeah, like an on-off switch.
And the reality of the pancake situation, so to speak, is a little uncomfortable. Like the pancake has a 15-year-old kid that runs around sweaty, greasy, and dirty as kids do during the summertime, and then crashes on your sofa, which you're not allowed to use because there's sleeping teenagers living, sleeping, and eating on it, and not in a clean way, right?
No, as teenagers are, they're just covered in filth.
It just goes to show, grass is always greener. It really is.
or properly mowed.
So
yeah, I'm going to be busy this weekend. I'll tell you how it goes.
Did you ever see any of them naked?
Oh, all the time.
Like, did they ever just... all the time?
Yeah, all the time.
So, like they... Oh, that's right, because she did hair and makeup for porn. Like your
Yeah.
retired porn chick did hair and makeup, and hair and makeup extends to like different parts of the body, like where most females stop applying makeup and doing their hair. They continue. They keep going south of the equator, don't they?
You got to hit it all.
Oh man. Did you ever see, like, I didn't know chicks did this. This is kind of a new thing, but like once when I was working at a strip club, and I think we might have talked about this before, like it was my job to go into like whoever the hell the featured dancer porn chick's dressing room was, go in there, talk to her, and put her on the phone with a radio station so she could be like, "Hey boys, come out and see me tonight. I'm going to have copies of my DVD, which I will sign and seal with a kiss," or something like that. And so it was my job to get her on the phone talking to the radio station. And she's like, "Yeah, come on in," and is stark freaking naked in her dressing room. Fluorescent lights, which hide little to no flaws whatsoever. But, yeah, naked. Like, standing about 1.5 feet away from her south of the equator area, which was completely uncovered. And I did notice the room smelled unsettlingly like chicken soup. Where that smell was emanating, I'm not sure. There was no soup in the room, no remnant of soup, but it smelled like chicken soup. I think this chick smelled like chicken soup. But one thing I noticed was, like, she didn't opt for the whole sort of like AstroTurf hardwood situation as far as the hair down there goes. But what she had done to make it, I think, a little less obtrusive and Jumanji-like was she was a blonde on top, and she bleached what was going on down there. Have you ever seen that?
I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it. I mean, I've seen it on film, but I haven't seen it in real life.
So you think about how fast hair grows, which I don't know. I think like facial hair grows faster than, like, I don't know if all hair you shave grows faster, but I think facial hair grows faster than the hair on your head. Like, I can't imagine that I don't know. I've never shaved my head. Maybe one day I will, and I'll see. But like, whatever the rate her hair in the nether regions grew in, it was a little too much for her to keep up with in the bleaching department. So I was like, what the hell is that? Because she had roots, noticeable roots in her hair down there. And it was like the weirdest thing because it looked like blonde cotton candy sitting on top of like prickly porcupine spines. Like the black part of the hair that had grown in just looked so short and aggressive. That's the best way I can come up with it. It looked like someone had put a ball of blonde cotton candy on top of some prickly porcupine spines, and up close under fluorescent lights, it was not a good look.